When relationships begin to bring pain and sorrow, when the words of your own loved ones become arrows that wound your heart, when the thread of trust breaks again and again, and your soul cries wondering why those for whom you did everything could not understand you, then become still. Take a deep breath and listen to these words. Relationships do not break on their own, our expectations break them. Love does not die on its own, our ego kills it. Pain does not simply arrive, our attachment invites it. You often believe that those you love will understand every emotion you feel, read every silence and recognize every sacrifice. But the truth is that every soul is busy with its own journey. Every heart is struggling with its own battles. The sensitivity you expect is not present in everyone to the same degree. Therefore, when someone close to you hurts you, first understand that they may not have intended to wound you. They too are incomplete. They carry wounds within themselves. Your heart asks, I gave so much, what did I receive in return? I was honest, was I deceived? I stood by them, why was I left alone? But listen carefully, life is not a transaction. Those who truly give do not give for profit. They give because giving is their nature. If you loved someone, that was the beauty of your soul, not their obligation. If you trusted someone, that was the purity of your heart, not a condition they were required to fulfill. The greatest pain in relationships is not that people change. The greatest pain is that we try to change them. We want others to be as we imagine them, to speak as we wish to hear, and to behave as we think they should. But every soul is free. Just as a bird flying in the sky chooses its direction with its own wings, every person chooses their behavior according to their experiences and values. When someone ignores you, dismisses your feelings, or fails to appreciate your emotions, cry if you must, but do not break. Tears are not a sign of weakness, they simply lighten the burden of the heart. However, considering yourself worthless because of someone else's behavior is the greatest injustice you can do to yourself. Do not measure your value through the actions of others. Clouds may hide the sun, but they cannot diminish its light. You may feel that those for whom you stayed awake in prayer, those for whose happiness you sacrificed your own desires, failed to understand you. But remember, true love does not seek results. It simply gives, flows and moves forward. If someone cannot understand your feelings, that is their limitation, not yours. Sometimes relationships hurt because we expect them to fulfill our unfulfilled desires. We seek respect, support, security and comfort from one person. But no human being is perfect. If you place all your hopes on one individual, disappointment becomes inevitable. First, find within yourself a stability that does not shake when someone comes or goes. When words hurt you, seek refuge in silence. Silence holds immense power. Words spoken in anger can burn years of love, while patient silence can sometimes save a relationship. If someone becomes hard like stone, do not become stone yourself. Become water. It is the softness of water that eventually carves through mountains. You must also understand that not every relationship is meant to last forever. Some people enter our lives to teach lessons. Some test our patience. Others teach us how to love ourselves. If someone chooses to leave, do not insist on holding them back. What truly belongs to you will remain without chains. What does not belong to you will slip away no matter how tightly you hold it. Relationships become more painful when we suppress our feelings. We keep smiling while breaking inside. Do not mistake endless suffering for greatness. Expressing your feelings calmly, honestly is equally important. Someone who genuinely cares for you will not walk away because of your truth. And if distance still grows, if misunderstandings still cannot be resolved, stop blaming yourself. You are not the sole reason behind every problem. Life moves in two directions. Just as applause requires two hands, relationships require two hearts. Whenever you feel your presence has no value, sit alone and reflect on your life. You will realize how many people find inspiration, support, and hope through you. But you can only see this when you stop blaming yourself. One of the greatest mistakes in relationships is making them our entire identity. When someone leaves, we feel as if we have lost ourselves. But your identity does not come from another person's name, it comes from your actions, your character, and your soul. Your existence does not depend on someone's acceptance or rejection. If someone insults you, remember that humiliation can only take root when you believe yourself to be small. Become strong within. Other people's words can only reach your soul if you allow them to. You must also understand that forgiveness is not weakness, it is one of the greatest strengths. Forgive not because the other person deserves it, but because your heart deserves freedom from its burden. A mind that cannot forgive slowly burns itself from within. Sometimes distance saves a relationship. Constant closeness is not always necessary. A little space, a little silence, and a little self-reflection are essential. Only a calm mind can make wise decisions. If someone repeatedly hurts you and refuses to respect your boundaries, walking away may be the right choice. Endurance alone is not love. Remaining where there is no respect is a betrayal of your own self-respect. But when you leave, do not carry anger with you. Leave peacefully, knowing that you gave your best. What happens next is for time to decide. Relationships become beautiful when they contain freedom on both people. Give each other room to breathe. When expectations are few and understanding is abundant. When words are fewer and feelings are deeper. Your heart is very gentle. Do not harden it. Do not distance yourself from the entire world because of one person's behavior. Not everyone is the same. Just as morning follows night, peace follows pain. What is breaking you today is also making you stronger. The tears you shed today are cleansing your soul. The distance you feel today is bringing you closer to yourself. Whenever relationship struggles make you restless, look within. There is a quiet light inside you saying you are not alone. You cannot be broken. Your worth is not reduced by anyone's behavior. You are love, you are trust, you are patience, and those who remain patient eventually receive the support of time. Those who walk the path of truth ultimately earn respect. Therefore, if someone you love fails to understand you today, do not be afraid. Time has a way of teaching everyone. And even if they never understand, your truth can never be taken away from you. So when relationships begin to hurt, stop making yourself the culprit. Your worth was never determined by someone else's ability to understand your heart. Hold yourself together. Tell yourself, I am enough, I am worthy, I deserve love, and have faith. What is truly meant for you will find its way back to you. And what never returns was never truly yours to begin with. Now wipe your tears, take a deep breath, and let this truth settle firmly in your heart. My value does not increase because someone accepts me, nor does it decrease because someone rejects me. I am complete as I am. I am enough as I am. And the people who truly understand me are the ones who will remain in my life. Whenever your heart begins to waver again, remember these words. Relationships test us, but they also strengthen the soul. Pain comes, but through pain wisdom awakens. Distance appears, but through distance self-respect is born. Remain calm, stay patient, and trust that everything happening right now is making you brighter and stronger from within. Your heart is not broken, it is simply maturing. Your trust has not disappeared, it is merely searching for the right place to belong. And above all, remember this: love deeply in relationships, but do not lose yourself. Stay committed, but never abandon your self-respect. Forgive others, but do not repeatedly place yourself in situations where you are hurt. You are valuable. Your life is valuable. And the person who truly understands you will protect your smile before your tears ever have a chance to fall. So smile now, because this pain will pass. This distance will fade, and your heart will once again be filled with love. Whenever you feel that you can no longer endure, when the exhaustion inside you can no longer be expressed in words, when even your heartbeat feels heavy, do not allow yourself to fall apart. This is often the moment when your soul is giving you a new shape. Just as clay must endure pressure and constant turning on the potter's wheel before it becomes a beautiful vessel, the heart must pass through the tests of relationships before it becomes truly mature. You often ask yourself, what was my mistake? What did I do to deserve this pain? But not every pain is the result of a mistake. Some pains come to teach you where your boundaries are, where your self-respect stands, and when it is time to stop. Bowing down every time is not always humility. Sometimes it becomes an injustice against yourself. When you feel that your silence is being mistaken for weakness, become stronger within. Being calm and merely enduring are two different things. A calm person is strong from within. A person who only endures often believes they are powerless. But you are not powerless. You have the strength to make decisions. You have the courage to walk away when necessary. The truth about relationships is that they remain beautiful only as long as there is mutual respect. When only one person keeps bending, only one person keeps compromising, and only one person keeps suppressing their feelings, balance disappears. And where there is no balance, there can be no peace. So if you constantly find yourself shrinking your identity and silencing your needs, pause and ask yourself, is this relationship helping me grow, or is it slowly erasing me? You may fear losing someone. But the truth is, anyone who controls you through the fear of losing them can never truly belong to you. Real companionship contains freedom, trust, and the reassurance that even if distance arises, respect will remain. When old words keep echoing in your mind, when someone's harsh remarks keep you awake at night, do not cling to those memories. It is not wisdom to give every word a permanent place in your heart. Some words are like the wind. Let them come, let them go. If you treat every criticism as your truth, your mind will become unbearably heavy. And remember this as well, not every relationship is meant to last a lifetime. Some relationships are merely chapters. They come to teach you something and then move on. If one chapter has ended, do not close the entire book. Story is still being written. Your heart may whisper, if only they would change. If only they would understand. If only they could feel what I feel. But change never comes through force or pleading. True change comes from within. If someone is not ready to change, your efforts alone cannot transform them. Therefore, instead of trying to change others, focus on strengthening yourself. When you learn to hold yourself together, circumstances begin to change. When you become steady within, even the fiercest storms outside cannot knock you down. And the more deeply you come to know yourself, the less power other people's reactions will have to hurt you. If these teachings resonated with your soul, please subscribe to Maurya Buddha Wisdom. Together, let us walk the path of wisdom, inner peace, and self-discovery. May your heart remain strong, your mind remain calm, and your journey be filled with light.